build a website for the car dealers. Take 1,000 car dealers in, let's say, I don't know, the US, for example, or just California, wherever you want. Make a list, get all of them, take all the information, give it to the AI agents, process it, structure it in a given way, literally in a Google Sheet. And then from there, just import it to SkillPlate, start building the pages, send it to each one, ask for between 1,000 and 5,000 bucks, make 50 to 100,000 the first one.
Welcome to Sumified, where we put AppSumo tools through the agency lens. I'm Drew. Today's tool is SkillPlate, an all-in-one platform for selling courses, memberships, and digital products. I've got Dimitar, the founder, here to find out if agencies can actually build a business on top of it, or if it's just another tool built for creators. Hello, welcome everybody. We have a very cool guest today from SkillPlate, Dimitar. Dimitar, how are you today?
I'm always great.
Awesome. First of all, the folks want to know, if they don't know already. I mean, if they're an AppSumo person, of course they know because your app blew up on AppSumo. What's SkillPlate?
All right. Well, so SkillPlate is basically an all-in-one platform for business that allows people to create a website and launch their digital products and services very easily, having the full tech stack in one place. So they don't have to have like 100 subscriptions and connect 1,000 different tools just to get a landing page with their offer going. That's what we do. We help people start a business and grow it.
Awesome. And just so that the people know, I actually have SkillPlate, and that's actually what I'm using to launch Sumified. So I've been checking it out. You guys are building vigorously. Tell me about some of the features.
All right. So in the context of agencies, as you mentioned, first of all, I think like many people don't know, but we started as a marketing agent. And we were actually very successful because we were not trying to make money, which was not a good strategy as a business, but it was very educational, right? Because we wanted to make this superstar team of all the experts, like the designers, the developers, the marketing people, and everyone else that you need to get a business going and really succeed with your marketing campaigns. But it turned out that most businesses can't afford that. And our company was weirdly called Startup Masters. And startups can't afford a team of experts. If they could, they wouldn't be startups. But we didn't know that. We thought they get the tons of money like the startups in Silicon Valley, but that's not the case anywhere else in the world. And so what happened is we were very successful with the campaigns that we started because like we were giving too much value to our customers, and then people just wanted to learn how we do our marketing stuff, and we decided to start an academy. It went pretty viral and popular here in the local universities, and then we decided to make it global. And when we did, actually the most asked question in the academy that we made for digital marketing was like, not like, can I get a discount, or a question about the material. It was like, where did you guys get that platform? And this is how the idea for SkillPlate came out. First, we started using it as a platform for our own academy. And then we started adding stuff on top. As a marketing agency, we just knew that we needed that. We needed like a website builder. We needed all the tools on the back end so that you can host digital products and courses and coaching programs and all of that kind of members area type of thing, and communities and all these things. And then what ended up happening is once we started building those tools, and then what's the logical next step? Well, you got to sell, so marketing. And so we started adding automations and in the API and integration tools and being able to connect with all the different marketing and so on tools. But then we said, you know what, why should people connect with those tools at all? Why don't we just build them? Most of them are not built well anyway. So why don't we just add that to SkillPlate? And we started adding marketing tools. And now we ended up in a very interesting position because we have all the different tools that a business needs to run the so-called full stack that you would normally need, like a WordPress for a website, and then marketing tools like MailChimp, and then tracking and analytics and all the other plugins and all that kind of jazz, video hosting and so on. So we we kind of thought, all right, now what happens if we actually build an AI agentic system that can work with all of this so that normal people, like imagine your grandma, can actually work with it and tell the AI agents, hey, I want to build a website for my, I don't know, knitting, custom made products or whatever. Or you want to sell BMWs or you want to sell yacht trips. That's actually what I was doing yesterday, helping one of the guys sell, private yacht experiences. And it's like, it doesn't matter. Once you have all the tools, you can build any kind of business on it, except for the exception is e-commerce, where Shopify is really a better option. Just if you want to do e-commerce, go Shopify. But for anything else, SkillPlate really ends up being a very good option because it's easy. Everyone can do it. And this is where it comes for agencies. So for agencies, when it is that easy and you are a professional doing websites or landing pages or campaigns for client, like as a marketing agency, anytime we had to do a campaign, first we have to talk to the client, figure out who's the customer, what's the product, why are people buying it, all that kind of stuff. Once you get that from the client, then you have to actually get developers, turn it into a good landing page, set up all the tracking, which was never ever seen. Probably set up the tracking is like the one thing that nobody gets right. And then from there, it's like then you have to do the ads and test it. And then if you want to change it, you have to talk back to the developers, and it becomes a month-long nightmare. And what you can do with SkillPlate is you can just take their logo and branding and just give them to SkillPlate. SkillPlate will then adopt them across the board, and now everything will look with the client's exact branding. So you don't have to be a developer, you don't have to be a designer, and you can very quickly build websites and landing pages to test ideas, whether it's for your own business or as an agency to give to a client to run the marketing campaigns, or to want you give them product line or any idea that they have.
Got it, got it. Speaking of selling with skill plates, I think you just mentioned it. Like, if you're like a heavy e-commerce agency, you're selling skill plate is probably not the best fit. So, who, if I'm selling as an agency, what types of things will be the best fit? Course, digital downloads, something like that. Something like that.
I would say offers. Offers is the number one thing. Like when you have imagine if you're thinking something that's close to a funnel, a landing page, anything that goes into the click funnels kind of area, SkillPlate is really the best tool for that, because the website builder that we built was built with the marketing ideas first, not with the web development ideas first, as every other builder like Figma and all the others are. Because we structure content in sections. And so these sections are very standardized ways of how the internet web pages are built. And you can really build any pages. Like I can rebuild the Apple website in 3 minutes with SkillPlate. I just choose the sections, add the images, and it's done. All the others like let you choose and pick and place every element. And if you're not a designer, it always ends up being ugly and a mess. That's like from WordPress to Figma and Framer, all the same problem. If you're not a designer, you're always going to end up with a bad result. And so this when we solved this problem, it really showcased how easy and quick it is. So for offers, it's number one. Bundles is another thing where if you want to bundle a couple of things together, and this is where for agencies is also very cool. So for example, you can give people access to a service that you do for them, meet with them for a few times, like set up meetings and like kind of coaching type of thing, or consultations. For consultations, it's very good. Booking appointments. It's also very good for all the kind of standard digital products like communities, courses, of course. Those are products that we have built internally. We started with courses. So in terms of if you want to build an academy or like an online course, SkillPlate really is the best option because it's built with marketing ideas first. So it's focused on selling. And selling is the only thing that matters with digital products. If you don't sell, it doesn't matter how good your course is. I learned that the hard way. I spent like 6 months doing my first course, and then another like 2.5 years building the rest of the courses. So I spent 3 years building courses and not focusing on marketing. And that's why I didn't have such great results, which were expected of a team of our caliber, right? With our courses, we made something like $1.7 million, which was not anywhere near the target that we had for a team of our caliber, right? We are a 10 people marketing agency, professionals, right? A result like that was like a loss. Well, not a loss, but like a meh, not
Mhm.
great. If I was alone, like that would be amazing, but I wasn't alone, so it wasn't really great. But we still did all the things that need to be done to sell. And the biggest problem was that we started actually selling too late.
Can a company literally throw their logo on SkillPlate and then sell SkillPlate platform to other customers? Is that possible yet?
Yes, yes. I mean, what you would do, like, for imagine that I'm a web development agency. I say,
Hmm.
hey, Drew, you want a website? All right, what's your website for? Okay, you have probably prepared what you want in ChatGPT. If not, I can give you some questions. You can work with ChatGPT, set up the text for the page, and now you want a website, and you
Hmm.
give it to me, or you either give it to me ready or I extract it from you. That's like an hour of work if you're good. So then once you do that, if you have to do it for 5 or 6 or 10 pages, might take 2 hours, but I mean, it's not a big deal. Then the next step is what you do is you take the client's branding. How
Yeah,
can you?
please do.
If I can share my screen, like I think showing is much better
Yeah,
than
yeah,
telling.
exactly.
So I'll just show you, and you will understand. So this is the website, right? Just so people are understand what we're trying to
Hmm.
sell, right? We have our branding, which is this kind of dark with the purple and the orange and so on, and then um, it's all that kind of dark branding. And so inside of SkillPlate, um, what you do to get that same branded feel,
Hmm.
just let me log in. Um, so all you do is you go here to the branding, and you just give us your logo for the light or dark theme, decide whether you want to use or let the user choose, and then set up your fonts and styles. So this is kind of by the general, and then what we do is we take the best practices and the general principles of design, and we apply them across the board as if a designer has actually done everything. So for example, I'll show you how the education portal looks. um, this is how it looks for us, and you can see that my branding is
Hmm.
applied across the board for everything. And like I can go in, watch a course, and everything is done with my branding, and it looks like completely branded. I can also do the same thing with the website builder. um, and like for example, I'll just show you. I'll add a new page of like new real page, like no fake, right? um, and because we have applied the same principles here by just taking the client's branding, we go here to the styles and we just add their color scheme and the colors and the fonts and a little bit of styles, like some brands are square, some are rounded and so on, but it's just a few settings that takes literally no more than 2 minutes. And then now I can build any page you want. So let's say that you are doing, I don't know, let me kind of just, you go in and then you kind of choose a section. So let's say you're building an offer for Black Friday, which is the easiest thing that everybody should do. um, so you add a section, you choose the style for it, and then you kind of set it up and say, okay, that's going to be our video banner. And then what do we need to do? We need to add some like maybe trust factors, some logos, some numbers, a section with something. I don't know, what do you want to do? Let's add some products, showcase our best product that you should buy first. I always like choose let's choose my business strategy course, set the style as dark since I'm also using the dark. And you can see how it adopts my branding. You can see the
Yeah.
purple, the orange,
Hmm.
it's everywhere. And so by being able to build pages like this, and
Hmm.
this is, by the way, this is also fully responsive, fully SEO optimized, fully optimized for speed. And this is how it would look on a phone, that page that I just built. And if you
Okay.
just click save and publish, you will see how it's actually a real page that you can use. And now that's how you build landing pages. And it just takes adding your content. And now if you add a small idea on top of that, which is coming in quite a few weeks. It's like in 2 or 3 weeks we'll release the first version of it. You have your own personal AI agent that knows everything about your business, everything about every customer, your descriptions, your settings, your
Mhm.
offers, your pages, your website, and it remembers everything forever. And you can just tell it, hey, let's make a page about my new product X, and we'll just come in, build all the pages, fill in all the content, and you'll be able to even, like, I built a page, but it has no content. I didn't add the actual content itself. I didn't like write the numbers and say the descriptions and so on. But you
Mhm.
can get the AI to do that as well. And then it really becomes like few minutes per page exercise. And this is important. It's not that you can't build it like for a few days, but if it
Mhm.
takes you a few days to just test an idea for a landing page, which you might want to change 57 times before it becomes successful, then that's why it matters. Because if you have to change it 57 times before you get your breakout success, then if all that takes you a week, that's going to take a year. And you don't have a year of trying and spending a year of effort on a given product. And that's why it really matters to build these pages so easily and quickly. And when everything is connected, like when you have your products and all the things, you can like select your products, everything's connected, your marketing is connected to that, your AI agent knows everything about your business, can respond to questions, build pages, offers, social media posts, more products. So it becomes like a really good tool that you can use to actually build your business on.
Mhm. I love it. Highly customizable as far as brands. And I saw that as you were adding modules, it will pop in the right button color and all that. That was excellent. Let me give you a scenario. This is your first client. Everything's going well. The client says, "Hey, my brother, he has a software business. He needs a site. Can you add another account within your account, like make it a true like kind of white label management type deal?"
This is like what people mean by true white label management is most people imagine like the way Go High Level works.
Mm,
Go High Level is very similar to Skillplate in terms of we are going in the same directions. Like they are an all-in-one platform, we are an all-in-one platform. They are more a marketing engine, more focused on lead generation and these kind of things. We are more focused on like products and offers and websites and kind of the back end part for now. But we definitely have the full intention of covering all the marketing tools. And the way they work, the problem with Go High Level is it's too complicated to work with. It's too slow again,
mhm.
just like WordPress, And the way you would go about it is every business is one Skillplate account. You
Okay.
can manage, like for example, you can see in my account, which you can have an agency account. Uh, in my account, I can manage all of my different businesses, right? So here's
Yes.
my here's
Th-
my different.
That's where I was getting to, like different workspaces for
I
different
can just
clients.
go in here and log in into our
Mhm.
one of the first accounts that we created, which was the demo for Y Combinator, and you will see the settings are made for one business. Every
Mhm.
account is one business, one domain, and you can set up the entire business on it. And so, for example, here you will see I have the Y Combinator's branding set up, and if I go and give it a preview, that doesn't work anymore. But sadly, I won't be able to show it. I think.
Oh, no worries.
Let's.
I think
Oh no, maybe I will. Maybe I will. Let's see. No, that's because I'm logged in here. I have
no,
to.
that's okay.
Yeah.
You
Anyway.
you answered it.
Doesn't
I
matter.
just wanted to see the different workspaces or clients
Mhm.
under that account,
Yeah, you can have
right?
multiple access to multiple accounts and manage multiple accounts, but each separate account is a separate subscription. The client should pay for it, and they should own it. I think the biggest value for agency is like set up and set it and forget it strategy, because you can set up a beautiful, professionally set up website on Skillplate in a matter of like minutes if you're a pro. I'll give you an example. This is one that I set up for a friend that we were talking about the yachting. So let me just translate this for the audience because it's not in English. And we set this up
Wow,
in
that's
like
good.
maybe not more than 2 hours. You have all the
Uh,
all the things that they needed, like they're showcasing the boats that they have, showcasing the menu, showcasing like their program and
mhm.
and where people would go, and all setting up with all the videos that of the locations that they visit, and places and so on. Greece is freaking insane. It's very nice, but like setting this website up took like 40 minutes.
You
And
gotta be
it's
kidding me.
yeah, this is not kidding at all. It's just so freaking easy, and you don't have to worry about does it work on mobile. You don't have to, like, when we build a custom page for ourselves for
Hmm.
Skillplate, we still, our designers insist to building on them custom because it has a bunch of advantages, but only if you can do it, and it costs a ton of money. But like, we have to, every time we have to check out the mobile version, do speed optimization, SEO optimization, testing. It's a freaking nightmare. And with this, you just don't have to do it. It just works, Hope, and it works on mobile as well. It's just crazy.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing the screen. Pretty good project for doing it in 40 minutes to an hour. Um,
Yeah. And
okay,
they
now,
actually, we launched it last night. I think we launched it. What is today? Today's Monday, right? Yeah. We
yeah.
launched it yesterday, and
Hmm.
they already have like 300 leads.
That's
It's
that's crazy.
it's freaking crazy.
Speaking of leads, let's talk about integrations. As you know, agency owners, they want to know, does it have an API, webhooks? What
Uh,
are the typical
All
sort
right.
of like
I think
scenarios with
again,
skill
I
plate?
just stopped sharing my
No, it's okay.
screen,
You can just talk about
but
it.
it's I prefer to show it.
Okay,
It's
okay.
the way it works, and
Yeah.
this is a good example.
Hmm.
So we have both webhooks and API. So the
Okay.
webhooks are good to use when you need Skillplate to update something like your email marketing software and add stuff like Skillplate sends information out to your other tools. And the API is more useful when you want to use something to, let's say you have an external payment platform, like let's say PayPal, and people pay on PayPal and you want to create the user and make some automation this way, you do it that way. Or if you want to, a good example that I have is for this workflow, you can do Facebook lead ads, which I freaking love because they're awesome. And then you can, for example, take the information, um, and this is how a workflow flow would look. You have some like Facebook leads go to a Google Sheet, and then you make an automation, send it to the API via an HTTP request, and this is the whole automation. And then the customers go automatically directly, for example, into the users tab over here, where people can see them. They can use that as a CRM and just kind of give them the calls and open up shop, and start selling.
Wow, that's crazy. Is that automation workflow available right now, or is it coming?
No, no, no. This is available. Like
Oh, wow.
both the API and the webhooks are available. And
Okay.
my personal recommendation is with N8N, you can integrate over 8,000 different tools without ever knowing how to code. I don't code. Like, I used to know how to code back in the university years in 2006. I
Hmm.
don't know how to do that anymore. But I can set up any kind of automation with N8N very quickly and easily just by asking ChatGPT what kind of nodes I should put into it. And N8N is much better than Zapier. If somebody's still wondering about that, you can host it on a $5 instance on DigitalOcean
Hmm.
and do all kinds of crazy automations. I have like crazy stuff going on it. Let's say you can automate pretty much everything
Hmm.
and integrate with everything. Like, pick your poison. Like, you want to do Shopify, there's tools for Shopify. Just like, these guys got anything, and
Hmm.
it's the way to go. I mean, that's the way I as a marketer want to do integrations. I don't want to deal with developers because if I want to change something, I don't want to have to talk to developers. For
Hmm.
example, just to give you an example now, let's say that, and this is again for this company for the boat trips. All right, we set this up yesterday. Leads start coming in. Today we have 300 leads, and now they're asking, all right, is it possible that we get a notification on our phone when a new lead signs up so we can call them directly? Well, the way I would do that is then I would go in here and then I would pull up Telegram and then set up a Telegram automation and then say, for example, um, send a chat or like th- I just didn't find the right thing, but I would send like a chat message on Telegram to the right
Hmm.
person in our team. And
Hmm.
whenever a new lead signs up and clicks the Facebook ad and gives us their details, it would automatically go into the Google Sheet. Then it would automatically go to the website. It would automatically directly ping on the secretary's phone. She will click the number. And like 5 seconds after the person clicked the ad, we would already be calling them and say, hey man, we saw you're interested in coming on a boat trip with us. Do you want to join?
Hmm.
And then the people are like, what the hell are you doing, guys?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Going back to I have an agency team. Can I assign different members of my team? Okay, you're going to handle the copy. I don't want you to see this, or different permissions. Is that possible in SkillPlate?
So no, that's one of the things that we have to do. Not there yet.
Okay.
These permissions. The problem with the permissions is that we are adding too many features too quickly, and maintaining the permissions at this stage is a bit of a pain. So that's why it's not there yet. We fully plan to have, we have the permissions actually, because the API itself has these permissions. So we can implement them, but we just haven't gotten around to making the interface so you can choose which person has which
Hmm.
permissions.
Hmm.
But it's definitely a feature that's coming, so that you can add like certain permissions. For example, somebody shouldn't have access to the customers, or they should have be able to change the website or something like that. We're definitely aware of that. Right now, an admin is an admin, and an admin can do everything, but it's also not that big of a problem because they can't really do serious damage. You can't. Skillplate is built with a lot of business logic in mind. So, for example, you cannot delete a product that people have access to because people paid for it. You can't just delete it. You can like disable it, but you can't like remove it from the database because it's an actual physical asset in the world that people paid for. And it's like normal platforms don't think this way,
Hmm.
because they don't think about business first. Even if you have an admin, they wouldn't be able to destroy the business because it's not that easy. As bad as they could be, they couldn't really do it, and we can even bring it back. So
One of the things when I was first looking for like a course builder or something to sell digital tools, I saw Flexi Funnels on. Have you heard of Flexi Funnels?
I have.
Yeah, the kind of so I kind of compared the two, but in my mind, there were two different products. For me, coming from a product background, um, your skill play was very modern. Like the way you put together templates looks so good as a excuse me, as compared to like a very salesy type approach. And sure, FlexiPhones has been around for a long time. Lots of features with the upsells and all that. But I'm not going to sell Skill Plate short because you're adding a lot of those functionality, right? The upsells and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
forth. Yeah.
So upselling is built in into
Hmm.
Skillplate,
Hmm.
and we like. I'm this product was made for me,
Hmm.
and I teach marketing, right? So the core marketing ideas that you would have, it's like you wouldn't actually the funnels are actually a very stupid idea. You don't think in funnels, you think in experiences, in customer journeys, and the customer journey can be dynamic and it can go through here or through this path or through that path, and it has certain stages and events and things that are happening inside the journey of the customer. And that's the way a real business works. Like, for example, if you buy an iPhone, you don't know which app you're going to install and which purchase you're going to make and what is the next step. Apple doesn't know what your exact journey is.
Mhm.
They should manage all the journeys. And the way this is the way SkillPlate is built. So once, for example, a person joins and buys one of your products, they can see all the others. They can like buy and get more products with one click, like in the Apple Store. And what we are, some of our next projects actually are very much connected to these types of things. Like, for example, we will be building a second version of the members area, which will allow for things like internal communities, Netflix style browsing of the products, so a much more advanced product browser, so that people can, once they get into your ecosystem and buy one thing
Mhm.
or even a free thing, then they can browse and understand all the other products from inside their account, and they can buy everything with one click without checkouts and purchases and so on. And everything is kind of automated in this way, which I don't know, I honestly don't know why nobody has done this. It's, for me, it's blowing my mind. We know it should be there. I don't know why anybody hasn't done it apart from Apple in their own app store. But um all these things are coming, and all these ideas of like one click upsells, order bumps, additional revenue, like increasing the customer lifetime value overall, adding marketing elements, communication tools like communities and other communication channels that you can use to communicate with the customer. All these ideas are definitely the main focus now, after we release the agentic AI that will do 90% of the work for people. Then it really boils down to how well you communicate with customers, and of course that's going to be the next focus.
Great to know they're adding all those new features. I mean, other builders such as FlexiFunnels, I believe they have their own customer. You got to know what you want to build, what kind of products, and they have their own needs for both customer. One more question, Dimitar. Do you use any AppSumo products currently? Any that you really favor?
Well, we've sold a lot of products on AppSumo, and I think the only lifetime deal that I had from AppSumo was for what was the thing that Neil Patel got? It was an SEO tool, Answer the Public, which was it's an awesome tool. It's like $300 a month now, so that's probably the only tool that I use. I'm not a big deal shopper. I prefer to have, like, for example, I use the expensive good tools, because as a professional, when I apply the tool to its maximum, it's always worth it. So, for example, the reason why I always used like tools like Klaviyo, for example, for email marketing, right now it doesn't make sense to use Klaviyo anymore, because there are tools that are just better and cheaper and so on. But for
Mhm.
example, Klaviyo is more expensive than SkillPlay and gives you just the email marketing, but I would still use it because it has certain advanced features for deliverability, automation, support of HTML1 in emails, like some small features that only a very like top level professional would use and be able to take advantage of. And if, like, what do you care if it costs the subscription costs $300 a month if the business makes like $700,000 a month? It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care if it costs 50 or 300. I care that it does the best job that it possibly can. So in that sense, I don't look for lifetime deals, because I always look in terms of the business. So if what the business needs is the most important in the beginning, the business needs to test ideas quickly, so that they can validate ideas and so that they can sell more and start making revenue. But once they start making revenue, then it becomes important to, how do we get more customers? How do we retain customers? How do we upsell? How do we increase the customer lifetime value? There's like a very simple basic business formula that I teach in my business strategy course. It kind of shows you the mathematics, and that formula is really affected by a few things that you can play with, right? What's the price of the product? How much it costs you? How many customers do you get? What's your margin? And how much do you spend on marketing? and all those. Then once you start kind of get that in order, you just want to get more of something, like either more customers or a lower price for your marketing, and that's what you focus on. And in the case where you need, very rarely, a lower kind of a cheaper tool is the solution to the business. I prefer the best tools rather than the cheapest.
Got it. And as
Which is
we
not great in my position since I'm offering a cheaper in this case.
as we ending the podcast, one thing you would tell the agency owner thinking about purchasing SkillPlate? Well, what's going to move the needle for them?
I don't think that the agency owner should purchase SkillPlate.
Hmm.
I mean, they can get like one account for themselves to try it out. They should build accounts for others. The way I would, if I would do it, if I was to start a one person AI automated agency right now,
Hmm.
the way I would do it is this. All right, set up some examples and so on. Take a business or like make a list of businesses that I want to go, build a website for them in a few minutes using SkillPlate, show it to them and ask them, do you want this? When you are able to do it with AI, you will actually be able to do it in 2 minutes or 3 or 5. Just get their logo from their website, get their brand colors and fonts, build them a website that's much better than theirs, and sell it to them. And when they see, oh man, we paid like $10,000 for this website and we just made it, and yours is much better. How much does it cost? I don't know, $1,000. What do you care? You made it in 2 minutes. Like you can easily charge between $1,000 and $5,000 for a website, even if you're like from Eastern Europe or I don't know, maybe not everywhere. Like in India, is not going to be that easy to sell a website for $5,000. Depends on the client, of course. But even if you are from India or Eastern Europe, you can sell it to an American customer because you have a better website than they have, right? And you just show it to them. It took you 15 minutes to do it, and you sell it to them. And you want to sell it to them with a complete system that they can use and integrate their marketing tools, and that's fine. It does the job for them. You hand it off for them. They pay for SkillPlate. You don't pay for it. We can even pay you a commission for customers to SkillPlate. So you get a little bit of money from that. You get $1,000 to $5,000 from the customer. Took you 3 minutes to build it. So I would even automate that with AI agents, and I would like take 1,000 customers that I'm targeting in a given niche. So let's say I want to go with, I don't know, websites for car dealers. Just an example.
Hmm.
Build a website for the car dealers. Take 1,000 car dealers in, let's say, I don't know, the US, for example, or just California, whatever you want. Make a list, get all of them, take all the information, give it to the AI agents, process it, structure it in a given way, literally in a Google sheet. And then from there, just import it to SkillPlate, start building the pages, send it to each one, ask for between 1,000 and 5,000 bucks, make 50 to 100,000 the first month. That's how I would approach it.
If you're lucky, yeah. Awesome.
I mean,
Well,
if you are willing to not sleep and do the hustle, you can do 100K on the first month.
I bet you could.
I mean,
Depending on
I definitely could. I just don't
yeah.
want to do that anymore. I want to help 1,000 million people, build a business,
Mhm.
and I'm willing to go hungry for it.
Got it. Got it. Definitely a lot of use cases for SkillPlate. Well, Dimitar, really appreciate your time. You provided some good insight from an agency point of view. We got all the features coming out that you mentioned, and anything coming out like real soon. Any updates or?
Yes, the agentic AI system that controls SkillPlate is
Mhm.
the thing that's coming out. We're working very heavily on it right now. It's coming up in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It's just the way that we imagine a business should work. It's an operating system for business, and you have like, we imagine it a little bit like in the communist times where you have a boss and the boss has a secretary, and everything the boss has to do he tells the secretary to do. Like, you go do it, I don't want to do anything. And I was like, I'm thinking of actually making a demo. You can literally do it in voice mode and just talk to it in the car while you're
Mhm.
driving to work and build a business like talking to it. and end up with a ready website at the end. So that's like what we're aiming for, getting down the setup time a lot lower. And so yeah, AI is the next thing coming. After that, we actually have a roadmap video on YouTube, which people, if they want, they can check out the Skill Plate roadmap.
Okay.
You'll find it on YouTube. The thing is, yeah, one is AI, agentic AI system that does everything for you. Two is improvements to the checkout experience, upsells, and all that. And three is basically improving the members area and kind of the customer retention side and the increasing the customer lifetime value and kind of the internal funnels after people become a customer for the first time. But really, most businesses need the first type of funnel from the website builder where they sell the first thing, and then everything else they can upsell with like email marketing and upsells and so on.
Very good, Dimitar. I really appreciate your time and looking forward to the next stage of Skill Plate.
You're
And all
welcome.
that.
It's been a lot of fun. You're actually a very, very good interviewer.
Well, that's to be debated, but I appreciate the thought. Hey, maybe next time we'll get you on the show. You'll be building Skill Plate 2.0.
I don't think there's going to be a 2.0, to be frank, man. We are building like the last thing because that's what's actually we've been debating what, like, how should we present Skillplate to investors? What's like the end goal? And it really is the platform to end all platforms. We want to build a software for business where you can just build your business and have all the tools right there managed by AI agents. So you don't have to have 1,000 subscriptions and 100 tools to integrate, and you can just run your business from one place. And in the era of AI, it doesn't make sense. It is too expensive to have the data in different places because when you might not be able to use the data, but AI agents can. If your AI agent knows everything about every customer, about every visit, about every traffic source, about every ad that you run, about every customer question that has ever been asked, and it takes into account that at every second thinking about how to grow your business, that's how like 1,000 people corporation should work. But now you can do it with a few AI agents because the AI agents can so easily mm, absorb the data and actually put it to use. Like, hey, people were asking about that. Why not add it to the web pages? If people are concerned about that, maybe we should mention it in our ads. You know, only an AI agent can do that because only an AI agent can gobble all the data and think in this way. And so it becomes unreasonable for businesses to have their data in different places when they can have an AI agent that can read all the data and really use it. And even if you don't know how to do that, we can build an AI agent that can help you learn how to do that and do it for you and help you actually grow your business. Even if you're like a grandma knitting socks or an engineer doing rockets that just doesn't know anything about marketing.
Mhm. Gotta love that AI. Well, listen, thanks again for spending time. Look forward towards the updates of Skill Plate, and good luck.
It's been great fun, man. Thanks a lot for the invitation.
You got it.
Bye bye.